Go, back to the ship!
What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to Treebeard's Toy Box. And today, we're going to be taking a look at this brand new Walmart exclusive Star Wars The Vintage Collection, The Mandalorian and Grogu Maldo Kreis figure pack from Hasbro. So I am really excited to add this set to my collection, especially since it looks like the Razor Crest will be shipping soon. So definitely going to display this with the Razor Crest along with all my other Vintage Collection Mandalorian figures. I'm kind of just going to use that as a display setting since it's going to be so big. So these have been starting to ship from Walmart, which is really nice. I got excited because when I saw the package, it was a really nice box that looked like it was the right size. And it was the right size, but still somehow going into the box, the card got creased along here. So that's slightly unfortunate. I am an opener, so it's not that big a deal. I just got one this time. I've had to kind of strip down, and I'm not able to get two of every favorite figure necessarily. It would have been nice to get a second one of these to keep in package. Maybe if I see it in the wild, I'll do that. But for now, I was happy to just get the one. So, but yeah, we've got this standard Vintage Collection vintage style Kenner card back, which is nice. I love how they do that. I love the image we're getting here. And I'm really excited to check this out. We've got a couple of these knobby white ice spiders in here, which is really nice. And get that little egg in there. And it looks like we're going to be seeing the same Grogu we've seen before and the same Mando we've seen before. It's the Beskar Mando with some updated prints. So, but again, I love this card back. I think it looks great. I love the orange with it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back here. And here we have the back of the packaging. And I'm not positive, but I feel like I saw somewhere on Instagram, I don't know if it was Yak Face or it was one of those pages, but I think that he might be sharing the same number as someone else as far as the Vintage Collection number goes. But this says VC211, but I do think that might be a repeat. I'm not positive. If you know for sure, please let me know in the comments. So we get this nice little image here, and then we get a separate images of all the other figures there. And I've got this guy, I've got Queel, Bib Fortuna, IG-11, Bo-Katan. That figure is amazing. And I still need to pick up Lobot, Lando, and the Rebel Soldier. And maybe eventually I'll pick those up, but I really just wanted to focus on all the Mando figs. And of course, Bib Fortuna, because Return of the Jedi has always been my favorite. So, but yeah, we get our, our normal warnings and everything down here. But really, we want to take a look at the figures. So let's get one last look at the front of the packaging here. So here we have one final look at this beautiful card back here. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and open this up and check this set out. And here we have the Mandalorian, Grogu, and our knobby white ice spider out of the packaging. And I gotta say, I think this set is pretty fantastic. I had originally thought that the Mandalorian was just going to be a complete reuse of what we've seen before, but we're actually getting, to my knowledge, our very first official Season 2 Mandalorian. So I'm pretty stoked for that. So before we get a look at the Mandalorian, let's go ahead and check out this Ice Spider and Grogu. So for our Ice Spider, we get a pretty nicely sculpted spider here. Some decent paint work. There's not much going on. It's just this kind of chalky white snow color And it's got a wash on it to make it look a little dirty. Some different shades going on there, but I think it looks pretty cool. Mouth looks pretty cool there. Like that. So 4 of these 8 legs are articulated, just with one spot. So we've got, I'm pretty sure this is the back here. So we've got these 2 back legs, and we just get these little ball pegs right here. So you can move all the way around, pretty nice. And then we also get these 2 gnarly front ones. And I like these a lot. Yeah, pretty cool. I think the Black Series one is going to be a little more articulated, but I'm not positive on that. But I'm pretty stoked with what we got here for the Vintage Collection. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, we'll set this aside and let's go ahead and get a look at our little Grogu. So for Grogu, we are getting the same sculpt that we got with the regular carded release, but I do like the paint apps on this face better with the lack of the white rings around the eyes. I prefer it without. This one here is the regular carded release, and this one here is the updated one from this set. And you see we get some snow deco here, and we get that on the back as well. So that's a nice little detail. And he's got a little peg hole on the bottom there. But yeah, just slightly different colors, like very faint, just updated slightly. And like I said, I do like this one. You can see these little white rings around the eyes. I like how they are non-existent here. I like this updated version a little better. But like I said, they are the same sculpt. And for articulation, he does have articulated arms, and he has an articulated head as well. So go all the way around. And it's just a little ball peg. Same with the arms. And do be cautious. This one was popping out on me. It never did on this original release. It was just something slightly different with the socket, I think. And I've had it pop out a couple times, and it is pretty tiny. So you definitely don't want to lose that little arm. But for the size, I think this guy looks pretty darn good. And I like that little updated snow print on there. Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and check out the Mandalorian. So the coolest thing about this Mandalorian here is, well, we get some nice snow deco here. You can see it printed kind of all over, just in little spots. He's got a little bit on his cape here. A little bit up here. But the coolest thing about this guy is this is our first official Season 2 Mandalorian. If you look here, we get this updated pad here that is completely different than this Mando. And then also, this piece has been updated slightly. I knew that it existed before. It's non-existent on this figure for some reason. But on the original release, it's there, but not quite as prominent as on here. So we're getting some slight updates here on this Mandalorian. And I really like that because I think this is our first official look at it like an actual Season 2 Mando. So, hell yeah. But other than those 2 changes there, the rest of the sculpt is the same. So we're going to get the same articulation and everything else. Like, just slight differences with the paint apps. We get those little snow patterns printed all over to make it look like the snow's on him. But it's basically like just the Beskar Mandalorian. And I think he turned out great. We've got some Slight misprints with some of the paint, but it's hard on these tiny figures. Like, you know, some of these little buckles and things are slightly off, but they still look pretty fantastic. I think the silver looks really good. And I am loving these updates to the legs here. So there you go. Let's go ahead and set Mando aside and take a look at the accessories we get with this set. So first up, we do get these two little baby ice spiders. And these are pretty nicely sculpted for the size. They're very small. Just the one color and no articulation on these little dudes. But they still look pretty cool. And like I said, we get two of them. And they're both the same sculpt and everything. Yeah. And then we also get this cool little egg from when Grogu takes the little baby spider out of there and eats him up. So that is cool. Some nice details there. Especially for the size. Like, the vintage collection just keeps getting better and better. Loving this. And then lastly, we get Mando's pistol there. We don't get his rifle, but I'm pretty sure that at this point in the show, he was not really using that rifle. He was definitely not carrying it around with him anymore, so it makes sense that he only came with this. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it for the accessories. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at Mando's articulation. And let's start up here with the head. We get a little ball peg here with plenty of range for the head. Forward and back and side to side. We do get a hinge and a swivel for the shoulder. It is a little hindered because of the shoulder pads though, and that is unfortunate. We get a single joint at the elbow, and then we can also rotate that. We get a hinge that is up and down, and a swivel for the wrist, and that is up and down on both wrists. We get this wonderful diaphragm cut here, with plenty of range going forward and back, and side to side. Nothing at the waist, but with everything we get up here, it's quite alright with me. And the only thing I don't like here are the hips. I don't like that they go out like this, and then you have to turn them to make them go forward. It always just messes with my OCD, and maybe that's just me, but I love how they changed that up for Bo-Katan and for Queel, and I hope that they continue that with all the new figures coming forward this year. At least those having new sculpts. This is understandable because this, at least most of this is reuse. We get some updates, but none of those are going to affect articulation. So next up, we do get this thigh cut here. And then we also get a single jointed knee. And that will rotate as well above the boot there. So that is nice. And then we are going to get our hinge and rocker for the ankle, which I love that they've started doing that on the vintage collection. Like I said, the vintage collection just keeps getting better and better. So that is going to do it for articulation. Let's go ahead and check him out with a couple other vintage collection figures. Here we have the Mandalorian next to Bo-Katan and Queel, and both of those figures are using the new hip system, but all three of these figures are fantastic in my opinion. Here he is next to Greef Karga and Cara Dune. And here we have our brand new Maldo Kreis Mandalorian next to our original vintage collection Mandalorian and our Din Djarin Mandalorian. And both of these figures have the original legs and different ankle joints, So these legs are completely different, with the hinge and rocker for the ankles, and these are just a hinge and a swivel. So I'm loving the updates on this figure in the middle. So overall, I think that Hasbro did a fantastic job with this set. I am stoked to add it to my collection, and I am really happy with everything we get here. The spiders are fantastic. I love that they even added a little bit of articulation with this one. We even get that nice little egg with the detail on it, so that's cool. I love the new deco on Mando and our updates so that we get our Season 2 Mandalorian. And I'm happy with our new little Grogu, even though his arm keeps popping out. So I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10 on this set. Very pleased, and I hope that all of you are able to find it. Unfortunately, I do believe that it's out of stock online currently, but hopefully we'll start seeing this pop up in stores soon. But yeah, fingers crossed and good luck out there. But I think that is going to wrap it up. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And if you did like what you saw, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you are not already subscribed to Treebeard's Toy Box, please hit the subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell on the way out so you know when I got new content coming. And until next time, this is the way.